Hmm. So you think you know the truth, huh? You think you've got it all figured out, right? Let me tell you something. I don't pretend to know everything 100%. No, no, no. But I sure as hell don't think you know 100% of everything. In fact, I know you don't have a clue. And here's why. I don't see you spending afternoons even questioning what the truth is. I don't see you connecting dots based on very convincing physical proofs that we have. Do you think you know 100% of everything known to mankind? Do you think you even know 75% of that? I certainly don't. What about 50%? I'm not sure. The truth is, you know nothing until you realize the truth is that you know nothing. What? Oh, you think you know everything about this world. That's what you think. Or do you just trust men in white coats? Science is always true. That's what they'll say. But it turns out you can pay off a scientist as much as you can a politician. Talk about Rockefeller breaking his bank. You find out that scientists have been paid off for years. The Geneva Convention is a breeding ground for lobbyists waiting to get their hands on the men with the little white coats. You find out these lobbyists have special interests. Now, what are special interests? Interests that don't benefit you, they don't benefit me or Dupree, but rather themselves, their businesses, and their agendas. When you realize you can't fully trust scientists, you begin to understand a lot more than you used to, right? You begin to understand that nothing is safe from lies. Say it again. Nothing is safe from lies. That's what you find out. You find out that you yourself have to actually look for the truth if you want it. Nobody's there forcing the truth on you. There's nobody out there promoting the truth. Turns out, for some odd reason, that it's quite the contrary. And then you find out that people who do this type of research aren't liked very much by the media. And even if you have two brain cells, you would understand how the mainstream media could be manipulated. There's too many proofs of that. There's too many. You should know that by now. You find out there's a whole comedic shroud surrounding this group of researchers, a spell that's been conditioning humanity to reject truth seekers since the alleged moon landings and prior. But it gets worse. Turns out it's rather dangerous to even look for the truth because for some reason there are agents being paid by incredibly powerful people to spread disinformation, to mix truth with lies, to muddy the waters and make it harder for people like me to find out what's really going on. Talk about David Icke and Alex Jones, we call them shills. It's even more dangerous if you speak about what you've been researching. Shh, shh, you don't want to wake up the dragon. If you speak about what you've been researching, you get ridiculed, labeled, laughed at, all under the guise of, quote, conspiracy theorist or, quote, truther, labels that they've given us to control the truth. Do you realize that? As if those mocking me and us, the millions of people looking for the truth, as if they have a clue about what's really going on. as if those people have spent hours each day researching the truth about 9/11, the moon landing, Freemasonry and the birth of modern science, occult practices, origins and sciences, the mystery religions, and sadly, the list goes on. So we look down. I mean, we're disappointed that herd mentality can be so easily provoked. We think, this type of behavior is demonstrated by wild pack animals. I mean, is this National Geographic? What is this? So do you think you know 100%? 75, 50% of everything there is to know? Look at your daily routine and ask yourself if you've been actively seeking the truth. We've already agreed that you have to look for yourself. Then understand how easily you trust everything you read, everything you see, anything you're told. Can you even remember the last time you thought something was off about a news story? I mean, can you remember that a shooting had witnesses testify that there were 3 gunmen in military attire? But right afterwards, a news anchor tells you it was a radical Muslim couple, right? That's what they said. Eyewitness accounts hold up very well in a court of law. I mean, essentially, multiple eyewitnesses told you the shooters were 3 red triangles. But right after that, a news anchor tells you it was a blue square and a green circle. What? Excuse me? Tell me how that makes sense. If you know so much, tell me how that makes sense at all. It doesn't. So there's something wrong. I'm sorry to tell you that. And of course, I'm talking about the San Bernardino shooting. There are people out there who still believe it was conducted by radical Muslim groups. Once again, pushing the terror agenda, which is being orchestrated by the people who are fighting it. Get a clue. Get a clue, or please don't bother ridiculing anything you haven't thoroughly looked into yourself. That's what it comes down to. If you haven't looked into it yourself, then what are you doing? It's like any other subject. Sad to say, there is a conspiracy, so I don't know what you're laughing at. I don't know what you're mocking. I'm not really sure why you're mocking it. You don't know anything about it. Seems strange. Seems funny. That the automatic response is laughter, ridiculing, name-calling. Doesn't make sense to me. I mean, any other subject, this doesn't happen. Any other topic of discussion. If somebody else researches another thing and you haven't, you can either 1, take their word for it, or 2, look it up for yourself and come to the exact same results. I mean, we're doing you a service. We're taking time out of our day to look into, maybe there's something wrong. Seems like there's a little something off about this news story. Let's look into it. Let's find out what the real truth is, right? That's what we're doing. Get a clue. I mean, seriously, what we have is just evidence that we can use in a court of law to bring the people behind the conspiracy to justice, right? That's what we can do, okay? Get it through your heads. There wouldn't be millions and millions of people looking at conspiracies if there was no conspiracy. So I'm calling BS on all of the little sheep who get rounded up early in the morning, get shipped off to their job, do their daily routine, not thinking once about what the truth is. They're thinking about what sport game is on later that night, right? They're thinking about what they're gonna make for dinner, right? They're thinking about everything but what the truth is, and they're accepting everything they're told. That's a problem. Get it together.